let's get into the top subject for tonight. And we'll first introduce you to our moderator. I would like to add that this is the hottest topic in the mobile business today. This bring your own device, how it's going to be monitored and managed. You're going to hear quite a bit from the entire scoping, from devices to, in fact, there's even going to be talk about, well, how are they going to protect my personal information from the enterprise? Think about that for a minute. You'll hear about that tonight. And our moderator tonight is Hamish Caldwell. Hamish is our executive director from AT&T. And I won't go in too deep, but he is a graduate of Georgia Tech like I am, so go Jackets. Let's hear it for that. And we know where the intelligence is, right? So, but this is being broadcast around. Hamish does manage the enterprise area of AT&T from a product perspective, and has a great deal of understanding of not only where we've been, but where we're going. So with that, Hamish, take it on. Appreciate it.
So to start, some introductions. John Dabney with Research in Motion, RIM. John is here in second chair. Thanks, John. John's really in the trenches every day helping enterprises with their mobile enablement solutions, obviously on the BlackBerry platform. Many of you may be familiar with what's known as Mobile Fusion, which is RIM's recent launch into the market with an extended platform to support mobile device management and bring your own device type capabilities. John also has many years of experience in IT and helping management of solutions really across the enterprise needs in multiple markets. So we're really, though, very glad to have RIM, a highly visible company in this space, with us tonight. So thanks, John. David Gibson, my colleague at AT&T, second from the end. Thank you, David, for being here tonight. David is the practice lead in the mobile device management and security area for our AT&T Business Solutions. So he's spending every day as a carrier representative delivering a solution to customers. Before joining AT&T, though, he's also worked at Wipro Technologies and Motorola, Nokia, network computing. So a strong IT background, really understands the customer needs, and worked in various parts of the value chain in our mobile industry. So thanks for being here, David.
Maybe we should give the Movius and AirWatch some time to talk about what they're doing.
We're going to get there. Okay. Jose Romero from Movius. Thank you for being with us tonight, Jose. Jose is the Director of Marketing and Technology at Movius. Movius is a company that provides communication services, targeted really to bring in through the service provider, the carriers. But think of unified communications, messaging, conferencing. So communications, I mean, the number one, of course, application used by every customer and every user is to communicate, not just data, store and forward type email, but real-time live communication. So the kind of platforms and capabilities that Movius have are very much functionally in that area. So as you think of BYOD, you've got to think about that core function set. But Jose also brings background from companies like Motorola and VeriSign, so you can appreciate, I'm sure, that infrastructure plays and that kind of enterprise platform play, that the experience that Jose brings. So thank you. And to Bob's point, last but not least, and with plenty of opportunity, I'm sure, like all our panelists, to take a minute. He's a hard slave driver, is Bob. Anyway, John Marshall, CEO of AirWatch, here right to my right. Thank you for being with us tonight, John. We're delighted to have, actually, I'm very proud to say, a local company, AirWatch, based here in Atlanta, mobile device management platform, taking a lot of share in the market, so it's exciting to see. Over 2,000 accounts now since John founded the company, and as CEO has brought that growth. So think of many Fortune 500s across many different verticals. So being very successful with a keen focus on mobile device management. John, though, also brings a background from prior experience in the supply chain, mobile enablement, and IT infrastructure at companies such as Celarix, if I pronounced that correctly. Thank you. Which was bought out by a GE information systems company. And then before that, maybe there's even some alumni and maybe even current participants from Manhattan Associates, another popular home brand. So we're excited, John, for what you've done in the Atlanta market. Thank you. Local community. But we thank you also for bringing your experience in the UK operations deployment market. So John's been internationally based, he's resolved international issues, and he's dealing today with a global footprint for mobile device management.
Thanks.
Great. So please, welcome. So as you're thinking of your questions, now let's ask each of our panelists, if you could please, and we'll start, Jose, with you. Take just a second to build on my introduction to what you're doing day in, day out to deliver BYOD.
Sure. You know, one of the things about BYOD that a lot of people are not thinking about is the person who brings the phone. So I brought my phone with me to the company, and we addressed that. We addressed that along with the security piece. So I brought my phone in, and I now have to load the software into the device, and I have to comply with all this policy. What we do at Movius is we virtualize the device so that you can keep your private side private, and you can keep your enterprise side secure, and enable all the services that you would expect to have on both sides. So whether it's phone calls, SMS, separate from both areas, as well as applications for enterprise and social. So we are very focused on the user experience and the privacy of the employee, as well as enabling MDM providers on the work side.
Thanks, Jose. David.
So BYOD is what brings us together today, right? And so BYOD obviously means so many different things to so many different companies. And having the opportunity to deal with so many different companies up and down the East Coast and nationally as well as internationally, the job that myself and my team have is to go and really to link BYOD to real business problems, line of business, overall business goals, requirements, etc. And we're finding that you know, from a day in and day out perspective, it's never the same thing twice. So we take advantage of trends, and we take advantage of technologies, we take advantage of process, but at the end of the day, we're really linking these technologies, these processes, and these capabilities back to drive what the core goal is for that company. So BYOD for one company may be a bring your own device from home. It may be a choice of devices. They have a series of types of devices they want to support. So really it's a holistic sort of perspective of taking the technology, taking the processes, taking the capabilities of great software and solutions that we have in our partner base, and really seeing how that all fits together in the value chain. And that's pretty much what we do on a daily basis.
Good. Thank you. John.
Thank you. My microphone, there we go. All right. So I think everybody's pretty familiar with RIM and what we do in the mobile device management space. You know, the things that I do every day is I spend time with our large companies throughout the Southeast, helping them understand what mobility truly means to them. And you know, I think that from a RIM perspective, you know, we are in all of these Fortune 500 companies all over the world. It's something that they know and that they trust. And so we're in there helping them understand what mobility truly means to them. And as Hamish kind of mentioned a little bit, Mobile Fusion is one of the products that we have released recently that is allowing us to step away from specifically managing BlackBerry devices, which is done very well, and again, that's why everybody uses us. But being able to take that and use that technology and be able to support different device platforms. And so that's where I spend my days, is working with these companies to understand their consumerization of IT and how that is taking hold of all of these businesses, and helping them to put that together to ensure that they have a secure environment, that their corporate data stays secure on these devices that they're now allowing onto their networks. So that's what I do.
Good. Thank you. And John.
Great. John Marshall with AirWatch. As Hamish mentioned, local company. We have about 550 employees, around 2,500 customers of all segments and sizes around the world. I I joke that we're in the fun stage of BYOD. We're in the pre-class action lawsuit, pre-litigation stage. This is really up to us to innovate as fast as humanly possible, because pretty soon it will be the folks in the big glass towers that will tell us exactly what to do and when and how to do it. So we're really focused on helping enterprises manage mobility and simplify all the challenges. And I think we have this very opportune time where you've got a lot of devices, you've got really these drivers of applications and things that are enabling companies and opportunities to extend mobility much deeper into the enterprise to people that typically wouldn't have devices previously. And maybe it's just a little bit of employee efficiency, getting email, productivity, could be building apps, all those things, but there's considerations. And I think we have a great panel tonight to talk about apps and content and email and privacy and all that, so I look forward to a great discussion tonight.
Good. Well, thank you each for your introductions.